If you are over 50 and divorced, there is a very good chance you are leaving money unclaimed inside the Social Security system. Right now, millions of retirees in the United States are missing benefits they legally earned through years of work and marriage. Some retirees lose $50,000, while others lose more than $100,000 during retirement simply because they never learned these rules. If you are over 50 and divorced, there is a very good chance you are leaving thousands of dollars unclaimed. Yet many retirees are missing money they legally earned through decades of work and marriage. Not because they did anything wrong, but because they never learned a few critical rules inside Social Security. And here's the part that surprises most people. The Social Security Administration will never call you to warn you. They will not send a letter telling you that you qualify for a larger check based on your ex-spouse's record. If you do not know the rule, the money simply stays unclaimed, and the system continues without telling you. In this video, we break down one of the most misunderstood rules in the entire Social Security system, the divorced spouse benefit, and how some divorced retirees can claim up to 50% of an ex-partner benefit. You will also see how the 10-year rule can completely change your retirement income, and the costly mistakes that cause many retirees to lose money they should receive every single month. If you are divorced after 50, this may be one of the most important financial rules you learn. The most important rule divorced retirees need to understand is something called the 10-year rule in Social Security. Under Social Security regulations, a marriage only qualifies for divorced spouse benefits if it lasted at least 10 years. If the marriage ended even slightly before that mark, the Social Security Administration considers you ineligible for benefits. That means if someone was married for 9 years and 11 months, they could lose access entirely. If the divorce was finalized just 1 month too early, they could lose access to those benefits completely. It may sound harsh, but that is exactly how the Social Security rule works in practice. Here's a real-world example to understand how the rule can affect someone's retirement income. Someone could be married for 9 years while the relationship is slowly falling apart and then decide it is time to move on. She decided it was time to move on, but if Sarah had waited just 12 more months, before finalizing the divorce, she would have crossed the 10-year marriage mark required by Social Security. That single year could have made her eligible for an additional $800 per month in Social Security retirement benefits based on her former spouse's earnings record. Over 20 years of retirement, that difference adds up to nearly $200,000. The key takeaway is simple. Timing can matter financially when someone is approaching the 10-year marriage mark. If you are considering divorce near that point, timing could significantly affect retirement income later in life. Speaking with a qualified attorney or financial advisor about the timing could make a meaningful difference financially. Even people who qualify for divorced spouse benefits often make simple mistakes that reduce the amount they receive. Let us look at 5 Social Security mistakes that quietly cost many retirees thousands of dollars during retirement. Mistake number 1 is the remarriage trap, which is one of the biggest misunderstandings involving remarriage. If someone remarries before age 60, they may lose the ability to claim survivor benefits from a former spouse. Many people find love again in their 50s and rush into marriage without realizing how timing affects benefits. But here is the key detail. If someone remarries after age 60, they may still remain eligible. They may still claim survivor benefits based on a former spouse's earnings record. That small timing difference can have a major impact on someone's long-term retirement income. Mistake number 2 is the belief that a former spouse must retire before someone can claim benefits. Many people believe they must wait until their former spouse retires before claiming Social Security benefits. You often hear people say that their former spouse is still working, so they cannot receive anything yet. But that assumption is not always correct under Social Security rules. If you have been divorced for at least 2 years and your former spouse is at least 62, you may still qualify to claim benefits based on their earnings record, even if they are still working. This situation is known as being an independently entitled divorced spouse under Social Security regulations. Mistake number 3 is claiming Social Security benefits too early. Social Security allows people to begin claiming benefits as early as age 62. In many situations, the reduction can be 25 to 30% compared to waiting longer. For someone eligible based on a higher earning former spouse, this difference can be significant. Waiting until full retirement age around 67 could increase the monthly payment. Jazanda Weir Mealren's weights. Over time, that difference can add up to tens of thousands of dollars. Mistake number 4 is believing you must wait for your former spouse to file for Social Security. Another common misunderstanding is thinking that your former spouse must start collecting benefits first. In reality, that is not always necessary under Social Security rules. If you have been divorced for at least 2 years and your former spouse is at least 62, you may still be able to claim benefits based on their earnings record. This rule is known as independently entitled divorced spouse benefits. Because many people do not know this rule exists, they delay claiming benefits, and they miss out on income they could have received earlier. Mistake number 5 is believing you need permission from your former spouse. Some divorced retirees hesitate to apply because they believe their former spouse must approve. But that is not how the Social Security system works. The Social Security Administration verifies the earnings records internally using its own database. Your former spouse is not notified, and your claim does not reduce the benefit they receive. Simply understanding this rule gives many retirees confidence to explore benefits they may qualify for. Now let's talk about a situation many people prefer not to think about, but it is important to understand. What happens if a former spouse passes away and how that can affect Social Security benefits? In some cases, this is where Social Security benefits can change significantly for divorced retirees. If your marriage lasted at least 10 years, you may be eligible to claim survivor benefits. Those benefits can be based on your former spouse's earnings record under Social Security rules. Here is the key difference that many people do not realize when comparing these benefits. A divorced spousal benefit is usually up to 50% of your former spouse's retirement benefit, but a survivor benefit can be as much as 100% of that benefit amount. That difference can dramatically change someone's monthly retirement income during retirement years. Another important point is that claiming survivor benefits does not require communication with your former spouse. It also does not require communication with their family or anyone connected to them. The Social Security Administration verifies the records directly using its own internal system. In most cases, the former spouse would never even know that the benefit is being claimed. Understanding this rule can make a major difference for divorced retirees planning long-term financial security. Let's do the math so you can see clearly why this Social Security rule actually matters today. Imagine your own work history qualifies you for about $1,000 per month in Social Security retirement benefits. Now imagine your former spouse worked as a doctor, manager, or high-income professional, earning strong lifetime income. And their full Social Security retirement benefit is about $3,000 per month based on their long professional career. If you claim benefits based only on your own work record, you would receive about $1,000 each month. But if you qualify and claim benefits as a divorced spouse, you could receive up to 50%. which means up to $1,500 per month based on your former spouse's Social Security retirement benefit record. That difference equals about $500 more income every single month during retirement for many divorced individuals. For many retirees, that extra money could help cover groceries, medication, car payments, or part of rent. Or it could help cover part of a mortgage payment, which many retirees still continue paying. Over time, that monthly difference becomes significant and gradually changes the financial stability of long-term retirement planning. Over 20 years of retirement, that extra $500 per month can add up to about $120,000. And for many people, the most surprising part is often this simple fact, and many never realize. They were eligible for that money the entire time, but they simply never knew they could claim it. Understanding these Social Security rules can transform a small monthly difference into stronger long-term retirement financial security. Here is a simple step-by-step plan to help you start the process and receive benefits you qualify for. Start by collecting the basic information and documents you will need before beginning your Social Security application. This may include your Social Security number, your marriage certificate, and your official divorce decree documents. If you have your former spouse's Social Security number, that can help the process move faster. But if you do not have it, the Social Security Administration can usually locate the record. They can search using your former spouse's name, birth date, and other identifying information available. Visit ssa.gov and create a My Social Security account if you have not already done so. This allows you to review your personal earnings record and see estimated benefit amounts. Those estimates are based on your own work history and previously reported income. You can apply online, schedule an appointment at a local Social Security office, or call the SSA. The official Social Security phone number for assistance is 1-800-772-1213 if you prefer calling. When speaking with a representative, clearly explain that you want to apply for divorced spouse benefits. If you are already past your full retirement age, you should ask about retroactive benefits, especially if you only recently learned about these Social Security benefit rules. In some cases, eligible applicants may receive a lump sum payment covering up to 6 months. That payment may include benefits that were missed before the application was submitted. Taking these steps helps ensure you receive every Social Security benefit you may legally qualify for. Divorce after 50 is not just the end of a relationship, but also the beginning of a new financial chapter. The Social Security system is complicated, and many of its important rules are not widely explained. But once you understand how these rules actually work, you can make better retirement decisions. And you can make sure you are receiving every Social Security benefit you may qualify for. You spent many years building a life together with someone, and those years truly mattered. Whether you worked in an office and built a business, or spent years raising a family, those contributions still have real value, and Social Security rules recognize that value. Understanding rules like the 10-year rule, divorced spouse benefits, and survivor benefits is extremely important because these rules can make a significant difference in long-term financial retirement security. Now, I am curious about your own personal experience with this Social Security rule. Did you already know about the 10-year divorce rule before watching this video? Or is this the very first time you have heard about it today? Were you married longer than 10 years before your divorce happened? Let me know. Let me know your answer or experience in the comments below. Your question or story might also help another person facing the same situation today. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing to Gray Divorce Guide. On this channel, we explain Social Security rules, retirement strategies, and financial mistakes many people discover too late. Thank you for watching today, and I will see you again in the next video.